Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Assist. I'm your host, Noah Harrington. To my right, we have Jay, the Houston sports expert, and to his right, we have Coach G. Fellas, how are you?
We in here.
We doing good.
I'm doing better. I was sick. I was under the weather for a little bit. I was glad we didn't have to.
We didn't ask you how you was doing.
Y'all
you
never,
asked us how
we
was doing.
Y'all never do. I see where the love is.
Yeah, nobody cared that you was sick. Well, they just want to hear sports.
True.
That's all they want to hear. They come on here to hear sports.
The consumer is greedy.
Very much so.
In anything. I think we need to start with Wiggins. Starting basketball because we have a lump sum of basketball to get to. I want to start with Wiggins because well, I can't say I'm eating my words because it's not like I said this isn't going to work. I didn't think it was going to work so quick. I didn't think he was going to go over there and be so efficient. Dropped 24 points. He went 8 for 12, had I want to say hit 3 for 4 threes. Pretty good game. I want to say they came out with the win too.
I don't want to sound like saw this happening or coming.
No, they didn't. They lost the Lakers. That's right.
Yeah,
they lost the Lakers by 5. Yeah.
Just Wiggins' style of play, where he come from, the type of leader or player he is, because his strong suit is not leading, but he is a damn good role player, and you got a great, excellent system. Kerr did a good job with picking who he wanted to fill this position, this empty spot.
Yeah,
and I think when they get the other brothers on that team, that's going to be a nice team in the West. Again, they're coming off the 15th, so I would insert them somewhere, probably top 6.
They're going to improve. Can't get worse.
They're gonna, they can't get any worse. They're gonna improve,
Worst
but realistically speaking, I can see 1 through 4, 5 and 6. I see being jostled with this edition, and then as the season goes on.
Oh, with everybody, with their whole team,
with the whole team.
Okay.
Yeah, not right now. They're just trying to get everybody into a position to where you feel comfortable playing with each other, and we're gonna add Steph and Clay on down the road, so you know what's going to come out of that. You got your Splash Brothers. I mean, both Splash Brothers is out. That's what we really not even just fathom. I mean, we understand Steph's out, we understand Clay's out, but that's the Splash Brothers and what they've been able to accomplish over there.
We're not going to realize it until they come back,
exactly.
And then we're like, oh wow, they're dropping
that's
60.
What we've been missing.
Exactly.
Oh, holy cow!
60 between 2 players. Wow.
So adding that with the tentative and aggression that Draymond Green brings.
Yeah.
The role players that have had to weather this storm and survive the buyouts and the trade deadline are getting quality. They're getting quality gameplay. And you know what? I'm a firm believer that one of the best teachers is failure. Losing. You learn what you need to do to not lose.
Yeah.
So they're learning, and it comes in and learning from experience, and that's the greatest teacher right now for them. They're going to be a vital team in that West next year, as far as other teams in the West trying to have success, coming in the safe way in that top 4, playing the back 4 in the playoffs type deal. They make things interesting to where the West is already deep, but you making it from what we the 11th seed what fits into the 8th
they made
seed
it
over
less
the East.
deep with them not being as good.
Now it's going to bump them to 12, boy. Yeah. That's tough over there in the West.
They lost. Lakers came out with the 125-120 win. Lakers had a good game. AD with 27 and 10, Bron 22-11.
Lakers had a good game, but
Bradley with 21, Danny Green with 10,
now.
Kuzma with 12, Rondo with 11, Dwight Howard with 12 and 8. There's just a stat sheet stuff, and it just seems like we didn't play pretty good defense that game.
We need to get to that break. We got Denver coming up throughout the week, and then I believe we have the few days off coming into the All-Star break, and that's something that we've played. This is what a lot of people are not realizing. This also, Lakers' schedule has been tough.
A lot of back-to-backs.
They've played not even back-to-back. They're good teams. Now our strength of schedule is on the decline on the back half. So we've weathered the storm fairly well. With what we got, 11 losses, 12 losses.
You can't get into that state of mind of where we can take a couple games off here. Don't got it.
Not saying anything
can't
about
say that because the Suns beat the Rockets.
No, and you can't say that because you got LeBron coming into the. LeBron always kicks it in after the All-Star break, so no, there will not be no taking games off. I think they're gonna rehash, sit back.
He does 0 dark 30 and
kind of, you know, the whole Kobe stigma over him right now. I think they're gonna be in a better.
I think they're still gonna weather the storm, and I think it's just gonna be less harder storm to weather.
That's what I'm saying, but it doesn't warrant them taking any games off.
Yeah. I don't mean taking games off. Just things come up. You have a bad game.
I know what you mean, but like when they lost against the Rockets the other day,
and you lose to the Warriors. Let's just say the worst team in the league.
Rockets is not a good team, but
and we're gonna get into that.
The Lakers should have been able to, with their bigs and the way they play, they should have been able to better weather that storm than what they did. I feel Rockets is going to make their runs. They're a professional team. They're gonna implement that small ball and make it people believe why they can do this. However, I would have put money on LA to win that game, and I would have lost simply because
it's our defense. We're not playing defense.
I don't feel like we played a good game at all. That was a bad loss.
We played bad defense against the Warriors. We lost the assist battle. We lost the block battle by 4. Lost the steal battle and lost the turnover battle. So it was somebody out there was causing a little havoc.
And PJ Tucker out there on them steals.
Oh yeah. I want to talk about that Rockets game.
That was crazy.
We were really supposed to win that game. Lost by 10, 121-111.
Y'all wasn't supposed to win that game.
We were. I mean, when James Harden doesn't have an amazing game, it's looking on an opponent's side. It's looking like it's okay. It's one of those games. We don't really got to do too much. We don't got to worry about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We can handle the rest.
Yeah. And that's not what happened. Russ gave him 41. PJ gave him 11. House with 13. Gordon with 15. James Harden with 14.
The new addition.
Rocco gave him 14. Couple threes.
Shining.
I wasn't mad at him.
He balled out. I ain't gonna lie. That is really looking like one of the best trades Houston made in a long time. I'll say that. I would. Other than Westbrook. Like, as far as just, like, you know, extra help for the team, not stars, extra help for the team.
I mean, but with giving up that, you gave up Clint.
Yeah, but I'm talking about right now as far as trades, how the Rockets looking, that was a damn good trade. I'm sorry.
Because last episode, it wasn't a good trade to you.
I wouldn't have gave up Clint Capella.
Well, no. The reason why I said it's starting to look like a really good trade. And the reason why I said is because Clint Capella, yeah, he good, but if we get another center, if we was to get a Tristan Thompson, he gonna do everything Clint Capella could do and probably a little bit more.
Clint Capella is very replaceable.
And the fact that we got Covington now, I feel like it's starting to look like a really good trade. If they get that center to come in, which I know that that's
like
what they're looking for.
Like the plan's kind of coming full circle. Everything's starting to make sense.
Yeah, exactly. I can kind of see why they starting to.
Well, Clint is a very replaceable player. You can put a person in that position and do that a lot of.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty. Lakers have at least 5 people doing the same thing Clint does every night. You know what I mean?
That's why I feel like it's really starting to look like a really good. I don't know. It's really starting to look like a really good trade.
I think we lost that game because we
Capella. I get what you're saying. It's like the time clock on Capella. I wasn't aware that it was so short. I wasn't aware that he'll not. I knew that he was a work in progress, and they worked with him, and he progressed to get better. I thought him, Harden, Russ, probably PJ, and I wouldn't even say what's the face, the coach's son, Rivers. I wouldn't have said Rivers in that, but I would have put them as the core nucleus. Whatever decisions they're making, I'm not giving up the pick and roll because that opens up the pop 3. If you come suck out too far on me, I can beat you off the dribble. We had got another explosive guard that can beat over half the league off the dribble and be able to finish at the goal like that. Mm-hmm. It took that away. Yes, you can replace him, What is it going to take to replace him? What is it going to cost you? How is this system going to be interrupted with the small ball and knowing that you went small ball, but you're still trying to throw big in there now?
The small ball is... It works. It clearly works because it gives you two matchup problems. It gives you two big matchup problems. It gives you a 4 and a 5 problem. When you have PJ on AD, that's a problem both sides of the ball. Because AD's not as fast as PJ. You know what I mean? He's a smaller guy, quicker. Yeah. And let alone not PJ, throw somebody else, throw a younger cat in there. You know, put House right there. AD's a long guy, but catch him on a fast break, he's a little bit slower, you know what I mean? So there's a matchup problem on both sides. The Lakers just needed to be aggressive if they wanted to win that game.
The Lakers did not.
AD should have had 50 that game. He had 32, not a bad game. But
and also I will throw this in there that before this game happened, I followed the Rockets page and it was a lot of talks on the page about how this was literally going to be our test. This was the test to see
if this small ball is going to work.
Would it work or could it work?
I would say them or the Bucks.
And I also
feel very long teams.
I also feel like the fact that now that you know that your small can actually do a little something, once you get the big, y'all could actually be a threat.
Yeah.
Because you'll have that person in there getting the rebounds. You'll have that person in there able to do the putbacks. You'll have that person able to do the little alley hoops that y'all like to do to Clinton. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And to me, that the pick and roll alley hoop is a big part of Houston Rockets center ball. I don't see PJ Tucker playing that position well.
I think there might be pulling maybe a chess move. Maybe, all right, we're gonna put this small ball lineup. We're gonna have the whole league thinking this is what we're gonna do. Boom, get to playoffs. We pull out our big man that we signed, that we got. You know what I mean? That we just kept it low key, or not low key, but just that we picked up. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, you switch back to the alley hoop things, alley hoop plays that you were running with Clint Capella. You moved to that in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Just to kind of where teams were preparing for a small ball lineup, you gave them your Clint Capella lineup again. You know what I mean? Your 7-footer, 6'10", 6'11", center in there throwing lobs to him all game. So maybe they could be doing that. You know, D'Antoni's a smart coach. He's no dummy. That could be a stretch, but I could see something like that happening. Just kind of coaxing the team, the NBA, into thinking this is our MO, and then we're back to
something. I don't feel like D'Antoni I don't feel like he's a dumb coach, but I feel like we could have a better coach.
I think y'all have the best coach for the player y'all have.
Yeah.
James Harden is an offensive superstar, and he needs an offensive-minded coach.
Because
he's the reason who
numbers up on the board.
Exactly. He's the reason that James Harden came in that year and was averaging 13 assists.
The reason why I say this is because we know that the Rockets can put up points.
Yeah,
we know this, right?
I mean, because they're with D'Antoni.
I was about to say, could they do
it's
it without his
system.
But I feel like if you was to put somebody like Pop with the Rockets, and knowing that you work. Got these good players, you know what they can do, but you have somebody in there that can actually help them have better ball control when this player is not playing well, when your best player is not playing well,
and it doesn't really matter,
and it doesn't work. You need another plan because that's the only plan he has.
It wouldn't matter.
I feel like all he has is a plan A. He don't have a plan B because once Harden do bad, the Rockets do bad. You know what I mean?
See, where Pop comes in, this is what will happen to Houston off the top. The whole chemistry that you're used to seeing is out the door. And I can explain that to you here in just a sec.
Yeah, we got to jump into a quick commercial break. So we'll be back after these messages. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Assist. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Noah Harrington, and to my right, I have Jay, Houston sports expert, and to his right we have Coach G. We're talking the Rockets. If Pop had the Rockets,
let me.
You had a thought that you wanted to finish up on.
What will happen to their offense is the efficiency is going to go up, and shot selection, shots that go up, their shot percentage is going to go down as far as how many times they attempt the shot.
Facts.
So let's say you're shooting 50 shots, you're shooting 50
team.
Hard and shooting 50 shots. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hit 35, 40 points out of, okay. Just for number wise. I don't want nobody sit up here and beat me over the head about, well, he don't shoot that. Now I'm just strictly number wise, so you understand it clearly. He's going to cut that. His efficiency is going to go down, but his scoring is going to go up. It's going to be balanced right where it's at, if not go up. Because the shots where Harden kills the ball, Pop ain't going to allow that.
Exactly.
And that's my whole point.
If you don't have it, get it moving.
That dribbling,
we got other things that
that's not going to happen in a Pop system.
No.
And then another thing too is I feel
these
like
jacks up shots.
That's
not
the thing.
Going to, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but
I feel like that's the main thing that's going to help the Rockets. Because Harden might make 40, but he didn't miss 40.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's why I threw the numbers out there that I said. That's why I said putting up 50 shots, trying to hit 35 or better points. Mm-hmm. If you look at Kobe's and people beat on Kobe for his last game putting up 50 shots to hit 60 points, then you should have the same problem night to night. Harden putting up an excessive amount of shots to hit a number.
And you say that was his last night. People wanted to see that.
Yeah.
And people wanted to see that.
It's like this your last game. Your teammates want to see this. Everybody wants you to have
most shots shot in a game.
You know what I'm saying? So
50.
Having said that, the shot selection is going to go down as far as the jack shots, but the shots that you do put up are going to be higher quality shots.
See, and I think that may be why his percentage,
the system through the moving the ball around,
exactly,
seeing what's developing and attacking.
Because Pop gets you good shots. His system will get you good shots, and you're James Harden, and you can knock those shots down. You said his efficiency may go down. His field goal percentage wise,
being able to shoot, him shooting his attempts, his attempts are going to go down. Are going to go down. But his efficiency and his production could possibly be the exact same with fewer shots.
Yeah.
And potentially go up because they're higher quality shots.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's why I feel like that'll make them a little bit better because exactly what you said. Now you take those shots that he's actually not taking, and you pass them to
you do something with those shots.
Exactly, you capitalize on all those missed shots. You know what I mean?
And if you don't, it's not like it was a bad attempt at not capitalizing on the shot.
And another thing about Houston is I feel like they live off the three ball. If the three don't fall, the Rockets fall. Yeah. That is
if we don't hit horrible 23s in the game, we probably gonna.
To me, beat. That's horrible when. That's horrible when
that's the NBA today.
But I know, but to me it's horrible
but the
when
Rockets
you're down
are the
when you're down by like 3 points and you feel like you have to take the three and then you miss.
I gotta get it again.
The game is 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
could have went down there, scored a layup, then came back and tried to play excellent defense and then take the lead on another layup or make it a three.
And I'm not gonna sit here and say he doesn't believe in his system because we all know James Harden has been under the fire for not playing solid defense.
For years.
He's a player that
still to this day I yell at the TV. Every time I see him on the court, I yell at the TV.
How many minutes does he average? 35 minutes a game down there?
48.
40 some odd minutes a game down there. For him not to produce on deep and put it. You take a really high amount of shots. You get the green light. You get the green light, but you take a high amount of shots, but then you're allowed to take plays off on the other side of the ball.
I think he's allowed to do that because he takes so many shots.
Mm-hmm. That is why
NBA players do that.
That's the D'Antoni system. It's saying, hey, we got a guy out
there. Save it for offense. I
much rather I got Harden
for offense.
I can really put my money on Harden as far as his offensive production to probably outbeat you defensively. What you like,
but you can't count on him to win.
Harden's offense should be better than his defense.
And that's my whole point exactly. Like that and we seen it year after year where that only takes them so far.
That's that. Okay, so when I said last podcast show, Houston is on their last run with the style of play that they're doing. They're going to implement small ball again. This is not the first time that they've implemented small ball.
I mean, it's the first time they haven't had
It's the first time that they haven't had Clinton Capella, but it ain't shit to bench a person for 16 minutes out of a game. Clinton Capella was not running the whole game, so they had
Ryan Anderson.
But they had Covington. They had Covington.
They got Covington. They had Nene.
Nene.
I mean, Covington's a lot more. He's a lot more spread out than Ryan Anderson. I can give Covington the ball.
Ryan Anderson was just sitting out on the
bring the ball up. That's all I'm saying.
Sitting out on the three.
Sitting out on the three, grabbing rebounds.
He's not playing. He will snatch a rebound. You can't throw the ball into him and expect him to
6'11"
to be a big. He's not a big.
This is the smallest Houston's ever been. I agree with you. They're on their last run. I think they know they're on that last run. That's why they switched it up. Honestly, my honest opinion. I forget
exactly what season it was. I want to say 16. I want to say with Chris Paul that year they had Ryan Anderson. They had a really good deep run. But there was a time, I forget who they were playing. Was it against Golden State?
They missed the 27 threes in a row.
They were making it to where, I want to say Golden State may have been, who was it during that series? I think it was Golden State. None the least, they completely null and void Clinton Capella and made Clinton Capella, if you're out there on the court, you're hurting your team because you can't run with us. And that's when they picked up the small ball. And if it wasn't for Chris Paul getting injured, they would have won that series. I believe they would have had their championship.
Oh, well, yeah, that was the one where they missed however many threes against... That
was the one with the referees playing vital. Yeah, they missed them threes also, but they made some threes that they got fouled on also. That should have been counted as 3-point play potential 4-point plays. Several.
Calls getting missed is what we got to talk about.
Oh.
Because there was a big one. A very big one. Would have been a game-changing big one.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Could have been a playoff. Could have been a playoff seed-changing.
I love the Rockets, but this is what I've been waiting on.
Are you ready?
I'm going to let you handle it. You got the floor, sir.
No, I'm going to...
I'll introduce you. If you don't know what we're talking about, you might not. And, I haven't said anything.
It was a cold one.
It was a cold one. Portland Trailblazers versus the Utah Jazz. A wild last seconds play.
I think within like 15 seconds. Because they had an opportunity to get one more shot off. And if they had hit that shot, they actually would have won the game.
There was a layup by the Jazz.
They would have won. They would have tied it. They would have tied it.
So they got up by 3. Okay.
There was a layup for the Jazz. Okay. Takes it right to the cup. Like, no defense was played. Your center, I saw the screen, and the center does not help. Doesn't help at all. Don't get me to lying on... I want to say it was Royce O'Neal who took it right to the cup. Scored on him. Boom. Okay. Dame comes down, next play, ready to tie the game. I want to say the score was 94-96, somewhere around there. Goes in, puts the ball off the glass. Right then and there, the ball is illegal to hit to block back on the glass.
Can't touch it.
Can't touch it after that. Rudy Gobert decides, I can touch it. I'm going to touch it. Swats it off the backboard. No call.
Deliberate.
No call. Deliberate swat. Clearly hits off the backboard and is clearly smacked right back up against it. It would have been a great block if it was a block.
It was legit.
Yeah, it would have been an amazing block. It would have been one of the best defensive stops of the year. But that one little piece, it hitting the backboard, changes everything.
Makes a legal ball to play on illegal, and don't touch it.
Exactly.
Look at it like it's hot rock. Don't touch it.
And this does not get called. This would have tied the game. Sent the game to overtime. Most likely. I want to say there was a little bit under 5 seconds left. Maybe 5 seconds, 5 or 6.
It was like 15 seconds when all that went down because they went back down and came back down.
Royce. I know when Royce scored, it was 15 seconds.
Dang came
like
down.
So Royce going to score was at 15 seconds. So scores, maybe it's 14, and then Dame brings the ball up. Now it's 8. Dame, you know what I mean? All that.
Yeah.
So, none the least, Dame gives him 42. It's not like you can stop Dame. It's just it's the call.
It is what
not
it
something.
is. It is what it is.
It is what it is, but stuff like that can't happen when like he said, you're on a team that's trying to make a playoff run.
When you got the team that actually did the goaltending, they clearly know that they did. Like, you could see some of the players was like, oh, man. Like, they threw their hands up like, oh, man. And then you see, like...
we let them get that, basically.
You see every player on the Blazers, like, what is this goaltending? You hear the announcer... Oh, that's goaltending. Oh, they didn't call it. And then that's another thing.
When the announcers are astonished,
they could have called it and then reviewed it. You didn't even want to review it. You didn't even call it. No, nothing. I didn't see it.
The ref
and it's
flat
3
said,
of y'all out there.
The referee flat said that was not close enough to even review. Keep playing. He told that directly to Dame as Dame questioned why we reviewing that. He said it wasn't even close enough to be reviewed. They clearly felt that they had that call correct. And my gosh, I don't know what they was looking at, because everybody else in the gym knew that was a touched ball. It was illegal touching on the ball. It was a goaltend, and the whistle, somebody should have blown it.
I think I would say the last minute of every game needs to be undeniably reviewable.
Yeah.
Because those are moments that can change.
I'm not going to say undeniably reviewable.
Well, no, reviewed in the replay center, not reviewed on officials' time. You know what I mean? While the game's going on, just go back over that one. Let's make sure that's like good during the commercial break.
There's 2 things that they could do. They could either find the refs, which would make them call better games, or, because, I mean, refs already ain't making as much money as players at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, if they tell you we going to take $5,000 if you make a super bad call like this,
plus they had some,
that's going to give them more incentive to want to make sure they do what they got to do.
They had some referees that they normally don't have. I want to say they had college referees, and that's 2 different levels. It's a higher level on the professional level of it. And they were just kind of out of their realm.
But look, or check this, instead of finding the refs, you don't want to find the refs. They don't make that much money anyway. Blah blah blah. They got a hard job. I understand that. Well, make it kind of like football, where a teammate could use their time out to challenge a play, even if it's only 1-2 plays.
Basketball needs challenges.
I think they have the challenges.
You just have the thing about the challenges. It has to be a call.
That could be challenged.
It has to be a call.
They didn't call it.
Exactly. That's why they.
That's why I say like the NFL, where they can say, "I'm throwing this out here. I want to challenge that."
I just think everything needs to be able to be challenged.
Exactly.
As opposed to
they
just
gotta
calls.
do something. Something has to be done.
I like what you're trying to say.
Whereas, like in football, you can challenge where the ball needs to be.
If there's
like,
any
no,
play
we were down here,
going
not
towards
there.
The goal, and you're being defended in plays that warrant a whistle. Like if the ball just go off your leg or whatnot, and clearly I can see, you were guarded, but you dribbled that off your foot. I'm not.
Well, I mean, but that's just a coach's common sense. Some people you're not going to do that.
So we've seen it happen too many times now to where people call in timeouts just to see if they can get extra time to get the time right, and we all
you sub in a kid, you sub out a kid, however, you sub in a kid. I mean, that's what you do. You try to run that clock,
going towards the goal,
keep what time you got,
and things that warrant, like I said, a whistle being blown. Anything as far as a block. If you going in for a layup and I meet you on a chase down block, give you a better name, a chase down block should always be reviewed because that is so close of a bang bang.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I wouldn't review every little aspect, but definitely chase down blocks I think should be reviewed regardless. If you allow the play to go on, I think during the next timeout, that play needs to be reviewed.
And that's all. That's what I was saying about Secaucus being able to
it happens so fast.
And review.
Players are trying to outrun a player, player trying to catch up to a player. It's kind of similar to what happened. Bang, bang, shit can happen.
Yeah, we got to jump into another commercial break. We'll be back with the last half hour of The Assist. back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the last half hour of The Assist. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Noah Harrington. To my right, I have Jay, the Houston sports expert, and to his left, or to his right, I don't know my right from my left today.
He's still sick. He disordered.
We have Coach G. And last thing on these refs, I just wanted to say, we just talked about it during the commercial break, that I would agree to Jay's point that they need to be fined. I think they need to be fined if a call happens and they mistakenly, the call is wrong and the NBA puts out a piece of paper the way they do saying that the refs made a mistake, this call should have been called, like they did with this goaltending call. I think in that sense, if that happens, refs need to be fined. The whole trio of refs that were reffing that game need to be fined, because then refs will start holding each other accountable. Refs will start calling certain calls, calling no calls and calling certain calls just to be on the safe side of things.
Honestly, and they probably
because then it's reviewable
in play already. As far as penalizing, I don't think it's anything to do with money, but I don't have a problem with them being fined money. I would take an extra step.
Yeah.
I think somebody needs to grade how well
a ref you are. Ooh, that's a good idea.
How well you ref the game with you and your crew.
Yeah.
And that puts you in kind of like not grade school, but in a school sense, or you're an A caliber. We watched the last 20 of your games with your colleagues. Y'all missed at best 2 calls a game versus this group of individuals.
Rate my ref?
But yeah, rate my ref, versus this group who doesn't
have
miss,
like a rate my teacher
too
and all
many
that.
calls at
Rate
all.
my professor.
I mean, one thing that people got to understand too, refs do have a hard job. They're not going to get every call, and I understand that.
And plus, they're watching the game just like we are.
I think they need help also to keep them under fire and scrutiny. I think they need eyes in the sky. Kind of how we all saw that it was a goaltend. Somebody should have been able to tell the referee, hey, slow that game down, stop it.
Yeah.
We saw something that don't look. They like in New York. They flagging in New York.
Yeah, in New Jersey.
That's
for football. We have the replay center in the NBA in Secaucus, New Jersey, but it didn't come into play not last night when in that game, and it should have
taken a bathroom break.
Exactly, something, because I was completely surprised.
Very missed, and it was so blatant.
Yeah, blatantly missed.
Yeah, that's. But then again, I know I talked to you, Jay, about it. The whole, I'm not gonna dog out the Utah behind it, but Utah has a dark cloud over their whole little organization in basketball, with their fans being the way they are, traveling to Utah and having to experience the racism that you have to go through, the name calling, the threats, the things you're just trying to hear to perform for an audience that paid money to come see you play. You're not trying to be worried about, my wife being called out of her name, my kids' safety.
Because you see where fans can take it, where you have fans like from Detroit, when that whole debacle happened. Nobody wants that again.
Golden State, where they feel like I make enough money, I can talk to you any kind of way. I sit over here for some reason. He had that whole, what was it, with Russell Westbrook? You felt like you could talk to him any kind of way, because I'm sitting here or whatever my status is, and fans need to be fans. They can't do that. But yeah, as far as the refs, I think the refs need a little bit more help. I think they need an eye in the sky and probably a radio in a ear.
Yeah.
A little buzz or something that they can sit there and read as they go to that TV. Or something that's telling them, hey, y'all need to go to the TV and take a look at that. We're buzzing you. They need a buzz system of some sort. And the reason why Dane was so upset, a lot of people, just to be clear, he was spot on. If you didn't see his interview afterwards, when you're playing in for playoff runs, something like this will make or break your season.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
That's why it's such a big call. They're on a playoff run. They're 5 games under 500. You need to break that if you're going to make the playoffs in the West.
Yeah, they are the 9th seed.
And honestly, for them to give such a big effort, for Dame to come out and put up 42 points, I mean, I could
CJ gave him 27.
Exactly why he was mad.
Yeah.
I could see exactly why he was mad. And honestly, I felt like the coach should have been madder. Even though I know he's always a calm, collective type of guy.
And after coaching for so long, there's nothing you can do about it after the sin. So I could see him being collected and everything. But I'm with you. I know why Dame
I know we discussed if there's going to be a fine go out towards Dame.
For his tweets?
I am hard on, no, he better not get fined. I'm not saying that there won't be a fine coming. I just don't see where it's warranted that you can give him a fine.
The public criticism of the ref.
But he spoke the flat truth about it. They missed the call. It wasn't like he threatened them. They just said, y'all missed the call, and it is true. But I do believe that if the coach had been more upset about it, I think he was playing I'm not trying to get us fined. I do want to bring the attention. I think he, as a leader of the team, I know Dame is the player leader of the team, but the head coach, you respond to the head coach. So if you see your head coach acting in this manner, you're going to follow suit. You're going to back your
And Dame stayed professional on, his interviews and everything, but it's just time, on Twitter is where
You see what Steve Kerr get mad, and I got so much respect for Steve Kerr. He's one of the best coaches in the NBA to me.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, wrong is wrong and right is right is right. If I feel like my players are being mistreated, I feel like it's your job to step up and defend them, no matter what.
Absolutely, I agree with you there.
So where your player is, and especially if you're a good coach and you know that your player is right, you're gonna back him up. You was a basketball coach,
and I have 100%. No problem with that. If you are, because that takes away from. And I coach younger individuals. These are grown men, but on that thought, you're telling me that my young individuals don't know the game, and they don't understand that they're being screwed over by a referee. They don't understand that this guy just jumped over my back, but you're not calling it on me, but on him, but you'll call it on me if I go challenge him for a rebound on the opposite end, and that I can't see the difference. And
that's where you would defend your boys.
And that's where I feel like them 100%. I am in your corner.
You got to defend your boys.
I agree with you there. I really do. Again, the worst thing that's going to happen to me is they're going to remove me from the gym. Tell me I have to go. I'm not going to catch a fine and expect anybody or organization to have to defend me and my actions behind defending one of my players, even though I know
I'm not even going to lie. If I'm the owner of that team, I'll pay that fine for you, buddy, because I know that this is some bullshit.
You know what? And I wish there was more individuals like that. Unfortunately, the league pays the teams, and they're not trying to screw off their bag. They'll say just enough. They'll probably hold a private meeting, but they're not gonna rattle that bird cage too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't put it all the way out there, but at the same time,
we need more stand-up teams.
I would want my coach to know I'm riding with you 100%, especially in a situation like that. We riding. And I feel like the only person that really got mad like they should have was Dame. Like everybody else was kind of like, you could tell they was
people
mad
from
about
other teams were madder than it seemed like the players on the team
exactly.
were.
I was about to say because somebody who's
people
really
from all around the league were saying, "Why did you miss that Luka?
I didn't see
how you missing that call?
How did you miss
out
that?"
Of character about it. And Melo's known to be very vocal about how things go.
Enough on that. We got to get into some of these recent games. We talked Wiggins. We got to talk his former team. They where we got a bad L from this new Rockets team. We meaning the Lakers. The other team in LA got a worse L from probably a worse team. Not probably. Clearly a worse team. The Timberwolves laid a beat down on the Clippers, 142-115.
And this is with a Paul George playing? This is with a Kawhi Leonard playing?
This is with Kawhi Leonard giving you 29 and Paul George giving you 21. No production elsewhere from the starters. 5, 7, and 3. And then, Lou gives you 11. He's giving you doubles. And then Montrez gives you 11.
See, them two.
Jonathan Motley gives you 10.
Pat do? I know he's not a big point scorer, but did he do defensive? Did he get steals?
Pat didn't play.
He didn't play at all?
No.
Who they start in front of his position?
Shamet.
Okay. A credible player.
Other side, they were just stat sheet stuffing. Starters, all in double digits. Malik Beasley, 23-10. McLaughlin, 24-11. Towns, 22-9-13. Okagi, 15. Hernan Gomez, 14. Johnson off the bench, 15. Reed off the bench, 14. Culver, 5. Crab with 3. You know, adding in a little bit people here and there. You know what I mean? They
played a good
It was the assist
game.
battle. They won the assist battle. It seemed like everywhere they were passing the ball, they were scoring.
Cats' first win in 15 games?
Yeah, it was 14.
14
They
games?
snapped a 14-game win streak.
14-game win streak on the Clippers.
Yeah.
That was a bad loss.
Yeah, that was a very bad loss.
That was a bad loss.
They lost a 14-game win streak.
I'm happy about it.
I'm happy for it just because, you know, like, he clearly said he was getting frustrated. You bring D'Lo
do something
in there,
about it.
And
D'Lo didn't play.
And
D'Lo didn't come play?
D'Lo did not play.
No.
This is a D'Lo-less team. D'Lo was in a suit, introduced himself, and told them to keep that shit rolling in Minnesota. Game. Yes, it said he just like that. Y'all keep that shit rolling here in Minnesota. He said, oops, did not play.
Is them boys, why?
Probably just getting
everything
adjusted, you know.
Set up, I believe, you know, and
I know Rocco probably. I don't know what his situation was. He probably just wanted to play.
I really don't know why they did.
He probably had the option of whether he wanted to play
and play
that night. Yeah,
I'm
not necessarily sure why he didn't play.
He maybe have been ready to play and was like, "Well, I'm not finna. I did everything. I did all my pregame rituals.
He may
I'm
already
not
been
finna
in a
not
load
play."
management
You know what
situation.
I mean?
They may have had him on the load management. It's like,
or not even that. It could have been like maybe something in the contract wasn't finalized the way
That's
he
what I'm
wanted
thinking.
to.
That's what I'm thinking. The contract wasn't finished just
but
yet.
he does do the load management stuff because he has had a couple injuries this year. So it could have been something like, I'm just not ready yet. I wouldn't have played if we played tonight.
Honestly,
if I was still
that
on the
makes
Warriors,
me even more happy because
that's a D-Lowless team and they won.
They still won without the person they went to go get to help them.
Yeah, they laid a smack
Oh
down.
Man, that's wonderful
on the Clips.
Wolves snapped their 14-game losing streak, and the Raptors are on a 14-game win streak. I'm loving that. Serge is playing
without Kawhi.
Like he's young, like a young Serge.
His name up in there, but they swore up and down that Kawhi was the only reason that they were having success over there in Toronto.
I think it was last year, and I think his energy just spread to everybody.
Exactly. Everybody found out what
you can
really
do this
of.
Yourself. Look at what you're capable of.
Exactly.
Boom.
Nothing wrong with
then
that.
You
so
get
that
people
makes it
playing
even
like
more beautiful. But
people
you still
playing
got
like
a lot of
Pascal.
the same players over there that's just balling out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't really
but
lose
that's what I'm
people.
saying. If you look 2 years ago, they wasn't playing at the same caliber the way they
exactly.
play.
It's like they didn't know.
Yeah. It's like they didn't know they had this
DeMar,
in them.
and DeMar was
the
coaches.
And also,
the coaches were just like, "Here, DeMar, do something with this."
You got to remember that even though Kawhi's gone, that is still the championship team.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
They still have to. They still have that. You know that mumble mentality. I got to come out and defend my title.
Yeah,
this is my title, and I'm gonna defend it.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So yeah, they trying to play. Yeah, for sure.
Nuggets came out with the 117 win, 117-108 win. Sorry, that over the Suns. Jamal Murray gave them 36. I don't know what it is. Jamal Murray just has such a pretty jump shot. And then, on the other side, Oubre gave him 20. Ayton with 19 and 28. It's 28 points, 19 rebounds. He's kind of showing himself.
That's
nice. Book gave him 21. You know, it's always weird if Book gives them under 25.
Pretty much. I was going to say, that's actually low scoring for Book. And that's still pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
Rubio was 15 and 7. And then Johnson off the bench with 11. But, you can't stop Jokic and them. Jokic gave him 23, 9, and 6.
Of course.
Grant with 10. Gary Harris with 10. Morris off the bench with 11. Paul Millsap off the bench with 12 and 11. Great game.
They got high hopes.
That's where Morris. Kelly Oubre had the wide open 3, saw Paul Millsap under the rim, gave up the 3, and just went to go dunk on Paul Millsap just because he felt like it.
Wow.
Got the dunk, but, they lost the game, so.
I hate to go back to the Warriors, but oh my God. I got to remember who the guy name is, but oh my God. I don't know what kind of dunk that was, but that was a whole lot of mayonnaise.
Oh, I know exactly that missed dunk. Oh, man.
That was probably the worst dunk of 2020.
Yeah.
I just had to throw that out there. I'm so sorry.
That definitely gets a vote for the worst.
Mavs played the Hornets, 116-100 win. Curry, he was playing like a Curry. He showed that Curry range applied to all the Currys. He was shooting some pretty far shots. They had no Luka. Like I said, Curry gave him 26, Hardaway with 14, Brunson with 13, Willie Cauley-Stein with 15 and 10, Finney Smith with 13, Boban off the bench with 11.
I feel like Trae Young has started something, man.
Devontae Graham, 26 and 10. This man is hooping.
26 and 10?
Yeah.
10 rebounds?
10 assists. He's a point guard.
Nice.
Or he's there too. Terry Rozier gave him 15. Malik Monk off the bench with 19. And then Miles Bridges with 20. Good win for the Mavs. No Luka, no KP. Play good.
I love the Mavs.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy how I feel like Trae Young that started something. And I know Steph used to shoot these long balls, but we haven't seen so many players shooting like multiple long balls like this ever since Trae Young started doing it for me.
No, Trae Young, like I said, Trae Young's the first product of the Stephen Curry era.
He opened that door.
When something, when people, let me, I want to clarify what I'm saying. When people open up a door and then another person comes in and kicks that door wide open, Trae Young's kicking Steph Curry's door wide open.
Okay, Buddy Hield just hit 800 3-pointers.
Yeah, but they're not point guards. They're both point guards who are small and ball dominant. Buddy Hield
going to what you said, changing the aspect of the game and being a product of it.
Buddy Hield has set up there and franchise player.
But he still knocked down more threes in a shorter game.
But
game
also know we talking about threes from like logo range. We talking about far threes.
He's not shooting deep, long threes. I'm not going to sit up here and say Buddy Hield. But he's getting off threes, and he's done hit 800 threes in lesser games than it took Curry. And that was the record holder. That is an accomplishment. That's a broken record. That is a product of watching
he hit 800 and less.
In less games than Steph did. Steph has that same amount.
But Steph Curry also didn't become good until like 7 years into the league.
We're not judging him off that. We're judging him off of what he's done.
if you're not putting up the amount of threes,
if he would have been
as good as Trae Young coming in, Stephen Curry would have 5,000, 10,000 threes by now.
Stupid amount.
Yeah, it would literally be no comparison to anybody.
Hindsight.
I feel like it's gonna get to that point.
That could have happened.
I think Trae Young is gonna have it at that point because, like I said, a person comes down, a person opens the door, and then a person kicks the door down.
I feel like it could be out of 3 people: Steph, Trae, and we can't forget about Clay.
Can't forget about Dame. If we're talking pulling up from logos. Nobody does it better than Dame.
Yeah.
If we're going percentage-wise.
Yeah, percentage-wise, but Trae Young makes it look nice.
Yeah, Trae Young does it, and he's a youngster.
He'll give you the sizzle with it.
And he makes you mad because he's even younger than you, and he just hits you with it.
And you can't stop it.
Yeah.
It's like they can't stop him.
That's how they were with Curry in 2015. It's like he crosses up 5 people and then turns around and hits the 3.
You can't stop him.
And you're like, what do we do? Well, Coach, what are you doing?
Keep your hand in his face.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Spurs lost by 20 to the Kings. Talk about Buddy Hield. 122-102. Buddy still coming off the bench. It's working coming off the bench. He gave him 31 off the bench, leading scorer.
Buddy, a problem over there.
I'm telling you, he didn't want to come off the bench, but I'm telling you, he's not getting back in that starting role since he's playing like this.
Yeah.
Coach wants points off the bench.
One thing that I do like about Buddy is he's always been a hustler. No matter if he's going to start, come off the bench, no matter what, even from college, he always had that fight in him.
Yeah.
To win. He got a winning gene.
Like, he going to play hard every time.
Yeah.
Every time you step on the court, he's going to play hard. He's going to leave his heart on the floor.
Absolutely.
Every game.
Barnes gave him 25 and 7. Belitza with 15, Harry Giles with 8 and 12, Fox with 13, Kim Bazemore off the bench with 15. And then the Spurs, Spurs didn't really have a Spurs-like game. I mean, Aldridge gave them 12 and 10.
What did DeRozan give us?
14.
Man, that's
Forbes gave him 16. Honestly, Murray was 17. White with 13. That's really all who was big scores.
What about Patty?
Patty gave him 2.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was not bad game.
Rudy Gay gave him 5.
When you see what you can really kill all that. The Rosen 14, yeah, I see that kind of all the time with him.
14,
LaMarcus
15,
Aldridge,
20.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. LaMarcus Aldridge, he has to be in that 25-point range for them to have a good game.
Yeah.
When they have their best games, LaMarcus Aldridge goes off.
Yeah.
Can I give a score update
on? Well, yes, you can.
Houston took a L to Utah, 114-113.
Ooh.
Harden with 39 minutes, 28 points. Westbrook with 38 minutes, 39 points. Then you get the next closest person to them, Covington with a whopping 14.
Again?
You got House with 10. PJ Tucker with 9.
Gordon.
Then collectively coming off the bench, you only get 13 points.
Good Lord.
With your highs being Nick Lamore.
Oh, Ben. No. Yeah. Not a solid game.
That is not a solid game.
Hawks came out with the win over the Knicks.
Gordon at all. I don't think he played at all.
Maybe he's still hurt.
I talked about Trae Young kicking down the door, and Trae Young, he kicked down the door on the Knicks. Came out with a 140 win over 135. Gave them 48 and 13. Oh my goodness, Trae Young. That is just...
That boy Trae Young.
Yes, double overtime.
A round of applause. I'm sorry.
Double overtime.
I gotta clap for my boy, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy, man.
And then John Collins did not play bad. He played 50 minutes. Gave him 32 and 16. DeAndre Hunter gave him 19. Herter with 16. Dedmon off the bench with 10. And then the Knicks didn't play a bad game. I mean, it went into double overtime. You had to play somewhat of a good game, right? You lose by 5, double overtime. Randall gave him 35 and 18. Reggie Bullock gave him 21. Elfrid Payton with 12 and 9. Robinson off the bench with 15 and 11. Wayne Ellington
Gibson
with
has
15.
to do more if he's going to be a starter in that lineup. He only plays 16 minutes.
If he would have had a good game, they win. Let him have at least 10 points. They win.
Mitchell Robinson has to come in when you're replacing him and you're playing 35 minutes and you only give 15 points.
I mean, 11 minutes, he's not... He's a youngster. He's a young cat.
He played 35 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying... but he gave him 11 rebounds.
Yeah, 11 rebounds is definitely solid, especially coming off the bench.
So that's what I'm saying. He was solid.
15 points.
With his minutes, I see what you're saying, but with his minutes and him being a young cat, I like the production that he gave.
He gave you.
He just needs to be. I think
the ball.
If he's playing that much, put him over Taj.
15 minutes. 15 points. I think it being in the starting lineup. It's not a bad game for him coming off the bench. I think you seeing what's not happening with and he tried. I give him that. I say he tried to produce where their center Taj Gibson was not producing. I just have a problem with 19 points from your center position, and you operate through that. You run plays through that. I mean, it's not like y'all playing small ball. You do have bigs that do play.
Yeah,
but they're also a big lineup. I mean, you got a 6'8" point guard, 6'7" point guard.
I'm not worried about their size down there. Is what?
Well, I'm saying if you have a big point guard, you're not going to run every single play through your center because that's not where the mix match is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you got Barrett out there who y'all have stock in. That's your shooting guard, and he's a big body as far as a shooting guard. You got Knox out there. He's a decent sized body also.
Alfred's 6'4", 6'5".
You got Julius Randle.
That's
a big body also. But Julius Randle gave you 35 points. I'd much rather see
Julius
him.
Randle had a really good game.
I'd much rather see him in the center position and y'all just run small ball. He's big enough to handle that.
I'm saying I can say throw him in the 4 and throw Mitchell. Mitchell. 4. Yeah, I'm saying throw him at the 4 and put Mitchell at the 5, and take Taj and put him on the bench if he's not going to produce nothing. Celtics came out with squeaked by a 1-point win over the Thunder. 112-111. Tatum gave them 26 and 11. You know what Tatum does. Diaz with 13 and 11. Gordon Hayward with 13 and 10. Kemba gave him 27, playing like an all-star. People said he wasn't. He's not to me, but pretty good game. Jaylen Brown with 17. Good production from their starting lineup. Double digits from the whole starting lineup from nobody else. I think that's probably why they barely squeaked past. It's because they, if the bench does it, if the starters got to do everything, then you might not win. You might win, you might not win. In this case, they got the win. Other side, Thunder played a pretty good game. You got Shai Gilgeous with 24 and 6. Danilo with 24. Steven Adams did not have a good game. 4 points, 11 rebounds. Chris Paul gave him 22. Schroeder off the bench with 22. I can see why they lost. I can see why. The Thunder lost the rebound battle by 9, 53-44. Just, that did not seem like the best team game. It seemed like starters were very heavily leaned on that game from both sides of the ball because the Thunder's bench put up however much, a majority from Schroeder. He gave him 22. But Dort gave him 3. So they kind of even out, you know what I mean? Where the Celtics starting lineup, everybody's in double digits. These people, 4 double digits, 3 double digits, and then your person off the bench. So it, 5 people evens out.
I got to give a shout out to Ja Morant on accomplishing his first career triple-double.
Oh, yeah. That deserves a big shout out.
Good shit, Ja Morant.
27, 10, and 10.
Win over the Wizards.
And a win over the Wizards.
Yeah.
He did good. They had a decent production coming from the team.
I know one is assist, but what's the other? Rebound?
Rebounds, yes.
He's a cat. You could see him having 10 steals. Mm-hmm. I could see him having a game where he has.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see a player do something like that.
Yeah, did Rondo do that?
Nah,
no,
that would
somebody's
be
got a triple double with
10
steals, assists, and rebound. I mean, or
like somebody in the modern era.
Yeah,
what do you call that? That's not called a triple double.
Oh, it's called a triple double. It's just not your average triple double. Even when you have triple double in the bad turnover, they still call it a triple double. It's just not the one that you want to have. But your stats,
that's like having. Wouldn't it be like a quad double or something?
Oh, if you had all 4,
yes.
If you fill 4 stats with doubles, rebounds,
what is that
steals,
called?
and
that'd be a
points.
quadruple double.
That's a hell of a night.
Yeah, it's a quadruple double. I think it's been done about 4 times. David Robinson did it twice. Elijah Wan did it.
Can you imagine that? Now, that's one stat I have not ever covered.
I want to say,
and I have not ever seen a player accomplish that myself.
I want to say David Robinson did it when he scored like 70 points or whatever.
But you think about that's David Robinson.
Well, yeah, I mean,
didn't watch that.
True. Draymond was the other person. It was the person in the modern era. He
Draymond Green did.
Yeah, I was about to say
12, 10, and 10. 12 rebounds. Because you remember he didn't have any points, or he had maybe 5 points. It was against Memphis. I want to say it was playoffs last year. Or, no, it wasn't playoffs. It was during the season last year. He had 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 steals. I mean, it's been done a few times, but if he would have put up 2 more baskets, he would have had a quadruple double. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to think. That's our time, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get out of here. This has been another edition, another episode, another hour of The Assist. Thank you for tuning in. You can tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here at 1 p.m. on rtfsportsnetwork.com. You can also tune into our podcast. So you're just going to podcast in front of my son every Thursday. I'm your host, Noah Harrington. To my right, I have Jay. To his right, we have Coach G. And we're signing out of here.